Thank you all for being here. I'm Virginia Sharma. I'll be your host for the evening. It's fantastic to finally see this come together. It's been the work of many months of preparation and a lot of excitement by the team, and we're excited to bring a fantastic lineup for you for the rest of the evening. BrandConnect is actually our flagship event globally. This is an event that runs in the US and in Singapore, and I'm very excited that we're actually bringing this here to India as well. Just a little bit of background about myself. I was a marketer for about 17 years before I moved into the business side of LinkedIn. And during that time, I've had the opportunity to work in India from 2009 to 2013, leading marketing for a large technology organization. And it's given me the opportunity to meet several people who are in this room. So it's really wonderful to be back in India and continue the dialogue around where we stand and what holds true for us as marketers. So before I get started, let me kind of really pick up some stats about our audience. We are LinkedIn. We love data. A little bit about our audience today and looking at everybody that's registered, some interesting facts for you. The first is that 2/3 of the audience over here are actually SMB marketers. So a lot of people always ask the question, is LinkedIn really for large companies, et cetera? The 2/3 of the folks over here are really part of small and medium businesses. In addition to that, about 50% of the audience is really director level and above. And so we have a nice mix of different levels of the organization from the marketing function over here. And then finally, my favorite stat is actually that we have over 4,500 years of marketing experience collectively in this room. That's extraordinary if you think about the kind of experience of what we actually see over here. So why I put this up here is that if you are able to stay on and join us for networking, it would be wonderful because you'll have the opportunity to meet many of your peers from other industries and also learn from their experiences as well. So please do stay and join us for drinks and dinner after this. So let me sort of pick up, the critical central question for BrandConnect, which is why brand? And as a career marketer, I've spent most of my time in performance marketing during the course of my career, and there's a big discussion in India around how much focus do you want to put on brand building versus performance marketing or demand generation. And if you simplify it down on why you want to focus on building up your brand and why this is important, is that fundamentally a strong brand allows you to charge a premium for your product or service. It's really as simple as that. Companies with great brands can command a premium on the basis of the brand that they create. That's really the notion. And you can see over here, in terms of your daily cup of coffee, the 300 rupee cup of coffee versus a 30 rupee cup of coffee, what's really the difference? And fundamentally, it's a brand. And that's a key asset for many companies, including many companies over here. And, if you put that in one context, a new phenomenon is that brands aren't really competing in categories anymore. When you think about competitors and you think about the amount of effort you put differentiating your brand versus your peer set or your peer group in your industry, you're not actually being compared to competitors anymore. You're actually being compared to every experience ever. And what I mean by that is when you go out and try to get a bank loan, or if you try to apply for a bank loan, if you're looking at, for example, what kind of mobile plan you want to pick, you're comparing that experience with how easy it is for you to book a cab or to book a plane ticket. So when people in their professional domain are making business decisions or commercial decisions or larger, more high involvement decisions, they're really still comparing the experience of engaging with a brand with another experience that they're familiar with in their personal lives. And that's what you're competing with. Are you able to deliver a consistent experience that is in line with their expectations? So while brand is important and branding is important, investing in the customer experiences is actually paramount. So if you take this a step further, the other big phenomenon is what's going on in the world of social media and advertising. So 90% of consumers believe that social and word-of-mouth recommendations are more valuable than advertising. This is a big thing, especially in a country that spends billions of dollars on advertising to actually adjust to this change. So what we really want is to be able to account for these two big phenomenons, right? Delivering great experiences and leveraging the medium that people are using. Let me just pause for a second. Can we pull up the house lights a little bit? I think people are trying to take pictures of the charts. I want to give them plenty of backlighting as well. So give a little bit of light for the audience. Great, thank you. So if you take that context, let's talk about a couple of brands that I think are really iconic brands. They're great brands. You know, Apple is if I'm not wrong, $180 billion in terms of its brand value, its brand valuation. Uber is a $68 billion valuation. It's the highest valued company in its category in terms of market cap. And if you think about the brand strategies that both of these brands have taken in terms of building their brands and building Connect with their brands, are very, very different, right? If you think about Apple, Apple has really adopted a pretty traditional 4P strategy that many of us have been trained on, right? They have a great product, a disruptive product. They have to keep delivering disruptive products for them to keep that up. They price it in a way that they are able to charge the premium both for their main product as well as the accessories. They have a pretty consistent promotional strategy. We were talking earlier with our CMO. You know, Apple has run their launch event in the same venue for years, right, in the Moscone Center with the same format. The way they launch their products is almost the same as well from a promotion perspective. And then when you look at their distribution strategy, it's all about the store experience. When you go into an Apple store and you buy a product, it's almost like being welcomed into a club. You open the product in the store with the representative. So they really apply the full science to their branding strategy. Uber takes a very, very different strategy. Uber actually adopts more of a 4C strategy. Number one being convenience, right? Second is cost. Unlike Apple, which is able to charge a premium for essentially a phone, right? Uber actually helps you cut the cost at the end customer. It's the opposite. It doesn't charge a premium, right? And if you look at after convenience and cost, customer is at the center, and their ability to engage directly with a customer through native communications in the app is really where they spend most of their time. Right? So if you look at these two strategies, there's nothing to be said that one is right or wrong. They're just very different ways to build a brand. One adopts large-scale advertising and in India, and the other one including outdoor. And Uber doesn't advertise, yet they're both very valuable brands. And we can learn a lot from these different types because of the way they actually approach the branding. And we can, you know, figure out which way works for us in our organization. But it's important to account that there are many different ways to go about this that we're all discovering. So let's talk a little bit about what this means. You know, ultimately, this quote really resonates for me because ultimately, for marketing to be successful in terms of its next generation of marketing, marketing really has to feel like a service and not an interruption. And if you read this quote, we need to stop interrupting what people are interested in and start becoming what people are interested in. The role that marketing plays changes, right? So how do we go about this? Because the reality is that none of us really want to be interrupted in our day. A 30-second TV ad interrupts a program that we're watching. But a 3-minute informational video might actually help us do our jobs better or help us make a decision better. So it's not so much when people make broad statements that, oh, the consumer now has the attention of a goldfish, and therefore you need to adapt to that. It's different in different contexts. People are willing to give you 3 minutes for video that helps them make a better decision, but they're probably going to walk away or forward along something that interrupts. So how do you differentiate when you are being an interruption versus when you're being a service? Now, a lot of these people that you're targeting, as well as your own consumers and customers, are probably members on LinkedIn. I suspect all of you are members of LinkedIn, and you're also consumers of various products and services. We have 450 million members on the LinkedIn platform. 37 million of those actually are in India itself. And if you've been reading the news in the last week, we've been doing a lot of work, and we're going to be growing that exponentially with some of the new product announcements that we've done. But I think the thing to take away from here is that pretty much people that you're trying to reach are on this platform, but the fact is that all these members, including yourselves, generate a lot of data on the platform. And a lot of people think of LinkedIn as a social media platform. I really like to think of ourselves more as a big data platform and a professional network. And these symbols that you see up on this slide are really the activity that you are generating real time on the platform. It's shares, it's comments, it's posts, it's connections. And all of these data points give us a lot of insight, not just into who you are, because your professional identity is pretty accurate and you have that in terms of your professional record. It is also a way for us to tell what you're interested in, what you're looking for. And these insights really help us power businesses to actually engage with members with more relevant content in their context. When you wake up in the morning and you're on your commute and you're reading things that either keep you updated in terms of what's going on in the world, you're also reading things that make you more effective at your job. If I can serve up relevant content to make you more productive and successful, you're going to read it. It's in context to the thing that you were about to do. You don't want to be entertained at 8:50 in the morning. You want information to get you ready for your day. So content in the right context that is relevant is what we're really striving for in terms of feeding. And an important thing to note about our platform is that we have 15 times more content being consumed on the LinkedIn platform than jobs. A lot of people think that people only go to LinkedIn for jobs. The reality is that there's a lot more data being generated and a lot more insight being generated based on how people consume content. So I want to roll a video to show you how we actually do this using the platform. How do we reach those people who really matter? Can you run the video, please?
For the first time in the history of media, you can reach the world's professionals in one place, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the only online destination where 450 million members come to connect with other professionals, brands, and opportunities. They come to consume industry news, hear new ideas, and stay informed on the latest best practices. In other words, they come to engage with a unique purpose and to engage with content. And therein lies the power of the LinkedIn platform. Through a variety of ad solutions like sponsored content, sponsored in-mail, and a range of other display ad, text ad, and dynamic ad formats, you can present relevant content to decision makers and key influencers in a way that seamlessly integrates with how they are already using LinkedIn. Use LinkedIn marketing solutions to achieve your goals. Create brand and product awareness. Position your brand as a thought leader and generate quality leads and new customers. And easily target your marketing programs to this professional audience using incredibly rich first-party information that LinkedIn members share in their profiles. Segment your audience by industry, company, title, and other demographic criteria. Target members who have specific skills, affiliations, or interests, or that work for the target accounts that your sales teams are trying to sell to. Now that you know you're in the right place to reach the world's professionals, and you think you've got the right message pointed at the people that matter, it's time to make sure. With LinkedIn, you'll have clear visibility into how your programs are performing, giving you insights into exactly how to optimize them for better results. Get the right message to the right people to achieve your marketing goals. That only happens in the right place. LinkedIn. Market to who matters.
So that's just a short video to show you how exactly the platform works to be able to, for you to reach the relevant audiences and how to use content, branded content on the platform. But we also really work with companies across the board, not just from a marketing perspective, but from hiring, selling, as well as work solutions. And so we're looking forward to being able to partner with you and I appreciate your time. What I want to do is show you a little bit of what the agenda looks like for the next couple of hours. We're now going to transition from me into hearing a little bit from a dear friend and someone who I've been able to learn a lot from, Hugh Burkett, who's the CEO of the Marketing Society, who's flown in from the UK to talk to us about the transforming role of marketing in the context of what we're seeing that's changing about how to manage the brand. And I learn a lot. I really do consider him a mentor, so I think you'll gain a lot from that. Moving from transforming the role of marketing, we're also seeing a tremendous amount of opportunity for us to leverage the benefits of the nation branding that's happening around Make in India and some of the vision that the country has for creating that air cover for the brands. And we're going to have Akshay Kothari, our country manager and head of product, speaking with Amitabh Kant of Niti Aayog to really talk to us about some of the vision in terms of transforming the nation brand. As you know, Mr. Kant was also the author of Branding India. And then we're going to have a session, fireside chat between our CMO and CEO, which is a very important relationship for all of us to nurture, and one that when I've seen Jeff and Shannon work together, I've had the privilege of working for her as a marketer in my previous role, to see how she works with the business is truly inspirational. And we'll wrap it up. So without further ado, can I invite up Hugh Burkett to come join me on stage? Thank you very, very much.